but we're not there yet. It's helpful to understand where the money has come from. It gives a clue to where it's got to come from. We sold the land that the rectory sits on for £160,000 to the diocese. We haven't got any more land to sell, unfortunately. That's a one-off. Before we started the chapter house, we had a substantial amount of money in the bank, and interest rates were quite good up until then. So we've actually banked £100,000 in interest. There won't be much more of that, because we won't have very much money in the bank by the time we start, and interest rates, as anybody who's got any savings knows, are very poor. We've run many events. I've done 3 sponsored walks, others have exerted themselves similarly, and we've done smarter challenges, we've had the auctions, the quizzes, all those things, and they've been great fun, and they've raised a really useful £48,000. It's only 5% of what we've raised, and clearly we won't get the rest doing that kind of thing. We've made lots of applications to companies and trusts. You don't get much money from companies for churches. We've had £16,000 from the Bucks Historic Churches Trust, or at least we've had 6,000 and they've promised 10,000 for the reordering. That's the big item in the 39,000. But again, although it's an attractive place to look, it won't actually produce a lot of money. We will get some more. But by far the biggest amount comes from personal donations and the gift aid that we recover on those. And incidentally, we have so far recovered £100,000 in gift aid on the personal donations. There will be more to come. Sorry, Mr. Brown. It's helpful also to understand how that personal giving is made up. The largest 10 donations and pledges have produced over half the amount raised, an average of over £30,000 for each of those 10 donors. The next 10, nearly £10,000, this is including gift aid. So between the highest 20 donors, we have raised nearly 80% of the money. The next 20, an average of about £4,000 each, and the next 40, an average of just over £1,000 each. But I would like to pay tribute to some very sacrificial giving from some people who give every week or every month, and we can't reclaim gift aid on that because they don't pay tax. That is real sacrifice, and I think a lesson to all of us. So how much more do we need? Well, the arithmetic's not difficult. If the budget's £1.25 million and we've raised £1 million, we need another £250,000, £250,000. So the crunch comes, how are we going to do that? Well, more pledges of £250,000, obviously. Borrow some money so that we can pay the contractor and get on with it, as I explained. And then those borrowings would be repaid as the money comes in up to the end of 2014, 5 years' time. The crunch comes how this might be possible with the pledges. Well, we have quite a number of current regular donors. And if all the ones, excluding those ones that I said I find incredibly sacrificial, but if most of the ones that I think could do it were to extend their pledges to the end of 2014. Quite a lot of them finish in the next year. Others are going on further than that. But if everybody was, if you like, to give a 5-year pledge from now to the end of 2014, we would raise a further £35,000. They're people who are already giving. If they were to increase their pledges, we'd obviously get more. We need new pledges.